everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer, and today we're going to be playing with Pat McGrath, the Celestial Odyssey collection, the quads and the highlighter. I've already done a video for the Mothership, the big one with all the shades in it. I did a couple of videos with that one. Absolutely love that palette. Actually, it's one of my, I think it's like one of my favorites from Pat McGrath. Today we're going to focus on the highlighter, which I actually have used in some videos, and the two quads. I'm also going to do comparisons to all the other quads that I have in my collection. So let's go ahead and dive in. So I already have makeup on, I have my foundation on, I have a little bit of blush, Pat McGrath of course. I am using Divine Rose, and I only have like a little bit on, but it's, you know, it's a pigmented blush, so on someone like me, it shows up really well, and there's not, I literally like dabbed it on my face. I did not go in heavy. So the highlighter, this is the Lunar Nude highlighter, and we'll compare it to the other two highlighters that I have. This one kind of falls in between the other two. It's kind of like a peachy shade. It's definitely cool leaning, but it's not like as cool as the pink one I have, which I'll grab in just a second, and then it's not as gold as the other one. The quads, we have two of them. We have Bronze Borealis and we have Deep Space Divinity. Gotta leave it to Pat McGrath and the names that she comes up with. They are all, I mean, all her palettes are great, and her shades are always beautiful. I will say that these look a little different than the quads that I have from before. And the biggest reason they look different is the pans look smaller. Now, it says on these new ones that they are 0.15 ounces. The older ones, here's an older one, they do look bigger to me. So we'll swatch the two new ones, and I'll show you all the ones that I do have, the older ones, and we'll see if there's any that look similar. I looked through them. I don't see anything that looks exactly the same. The similarities in some of the shades, but that's not, that's not a surprise. So let's pull out the highlighters, look at those, and then we'll get into the items. So the two other highlighters that I have Champagne Gold, which comes in this incredibly heavy hockey puck of a case, and Divine Rose, which comes in the same kind of shape, like a hockey puck, but this one's much, much lighter. The new one is in the same packaging as the quads, and it has this very intricate design. And I have it upside down, but I think you can see the crown in the middle. So I'm going to swatch this for you, and then I'm going to swatch the other shades. It is a pigmented highlighter. If you don't like something that has a lot of pigment, if you're looking for something incredibly subtle, maybe not the right highlighter for you, but I think this would work on a lot of people. Because it is pigmented, you can use it on somebody who has a deeper skin tone, or if you're like me, you just go in with a very soft brush. All right, so now this one is Champagne Gold, which I always think is funny that they called it Champagne Gold, because to me, this is the pinkest one. So maybe it's a pink champagne, but I use it all the time. I love this highlighter, but I do tend to kind of use it almost like a highlighting blush. Kind of use it like over the whole part of my face, and I generally don't use blush when I use that, because for me and my skin tone, it's just a little too much. Now we have the Divine Rose, which comes in pink, the pink hockey puck. And this one doesn't have a design, it's just flat. And this one is the warmest of the ones I have. I think there's another one, but I didn't pick it up. It's like more of a gold. Those are the three, this one being the newest. Like I said, it's still cool leading, but it's it's not as cool as the Champagne Gold, and it's kind of like peach. Just started using it and I already love it. I'm going to use a very soft brush though to put it on, because like I said, it is pigmented, and on me it can be a little much since I already have some blush on. So I'm going to use the KZ highlighting brush. Just going to go in and sweep very lightly. It picks up super fast. So again, depending on how much highlighter you like. Just be aware. You can see how quickly that you can see how much of a highlight you get like immediately. I really like it. I think it's beautiful. Like I said, it's pigmented. Yes, I think that's a good thing. And I like the way it looks. What I do tend to do though is buff it in because like I said, it is a lot of highlighter for me, but that's because I'm not somebody who likes a really bold look. If you like a really bold look, you're all set. So there we go, we have it buffed in. I don't have any bronzer on. I don't think I'm gonna do bronzer today. I might do a light bronzer at the end, but first we're gonna concentrate on the highlighter and the shadows. Like I said, the highlighter I think is really good. I really like it. I like all the Pat McGrath highlighters that I've tried. The champagne gold one's my favorite, even though, again, it's pink instead of champagne. Don't really understand that, but anyway. Let's see. I want to put this, I want to make sure that I've got most of the stuff off my arm. Now, the quads. Let's start with the bronze Borealis. As I've said, I think, well, that's, okay. I think they seem like there's less product. Maybe not. Maybe not. This is a beautiful, you can tell already this is gorgeous. I love the bronze shades. This was the one that I wanted more. Ooh, wow, look at that. Look at these shades. I mean, just stunning. Stunning. And on me, it actually has like a little bit of purple, like a tiny bit, in the matte shade and the satin shade here. They kind of have like a little bit of a cool tone underneath, which is interesting. Maybe to counteract these warmer tones. Like you could do these two together and these two together, or you could mix them all together and get something a little more neutral. That's the bronze. Let's try the Deep Space Divinity. Gotta love the names. As usual, the shades are very pigmented. Going on really smoothly. The mattes are less smooth than they usually are, but not, you know, not problematic. Whoa, okay. That is definitely a duochrome or a trichrome. Kind of bad swatching there, but you can see it's got like a blue and a purple and a blue and like a red and a brown. That might be a trichrome. So some of the shades look similar. These two shades look similar. This one and this one. This one here looks like this one. This shade looks a little bit like this, and then this one is obviously very different. But they don't look, both have a similar, like, they have similar shades in them. This one and this one aren't that different, although this one definitely has more of a shift and this one doesn't. But the two quads are actually similar, at least in swatches. I was looking at so I'm looking at the other quads, and some of them do have the weight on the back, which is interesting because they're different. Which, you know, is something I've never noticed before, now that I'm looking at it. All right, so let's look at the Celestial Divinity Luxe Quad. This is Interstellar Icon. I believe this is last year. And they're 0.07 ounces each. That's this one. This is a beautiful quad. They look kind of like they would be similar, but they're not. And the new one says the net weight is 0.15 ounces. It looks like total. So it's definitely smaller. It has less product in it. Now, I think that's what this says. This new one says total 4.4 grams. And the older ones say 4 times 2 grams, so it's 8 grams. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the older ones have a lot more product. I'm doing my math correctly. So, interesting. Okay, so we have, like I said, the Interstellar Icon. And the shades in here, you know, like that blue that looks like it's blue, it's not. Like the one in the old, and this other one is like, it's definitely a duochrome, but it's like a purple blue. It's not like this one at all. This shade in Interstellar is like more gold, almost platinum. It's not like these golds here. Let's see. We've got, that's the Divine Rose. This Celestial Divinity was Risque Rose. You can see that's very different than the ones today. Mostly pink shades. This like matte shade, yeah, much deeper, more of a brown shade. Let's see. Celestial Divinity Fleur Fantasia, very much, you know, like pinks, pinks and purples. The gold shade in here is actually, you know, more, yeah, it's not, it's like a cooler shade. Let's see. We've got Divine Rose, Eternal Eden, definitely like more pinks and purples. Not really. This shade maybe up here. Yeah, that shade is a little like the mattes, but this one is creamier and frankly more purple. We've got Voyeuristic Vixen, this one. Let's see about the matte here. These mattes seem creamier than the ones in the new quads. Yeah, that one's similar in shade, but not exactly. They definitely seem smoother though. It's interesting. Yeah, no, that's not really like these either. So the shades, I don't have any exact shades, but I have to say, like, I feel like these did not go on as smoothly as some of the old quads that I have. Let's try the Bronze Borealis and see how that looks. And we'll do the Deep Space Divinity another time. I feel like with Pat McGrath, it's kind of hard to do like one eye with one and one. I don't know. For me, like I try not to do that in general, but especially with the Pat McGrath ones because they're so different. Even if they swatch similarly, they're gonna look different on the eye. All right, let's go with the matte shade Sonia G Classic Crease Brush. Still very pigmented. Yeah, I mean, it's still very pigmented. But I will say, like, it doesn't seem to be as smooth as when I was comparing it to some of the other quads that I have. Still smooth, still nice. Just, you know, you get spoiled with Pat McGrath. And the Mega is like really good. I really like the Mega in this collection. If I had to say like right now which ones I would pick, I'd pick the Mega and the highlighter. Those are my favorites from the collection thus far. Although I haven't even, you know, put this on my eye yet. But I'm just saying from the feel of it and from the color story, the Mega has those greens in it that are just stunning. And frankly, I wanted a green from Pat McGrath for a long time. Green color story. I mean, I know she's done, you know, bluish greens and stuff, but okay. Yeah, that blended out really well. It's kind of like a purple grape kind of tone on my eye. Blending beautifully as always. Shimmery shade this one, like the more purpley one, and just concentrate that on the outer corner. I want to see kind of what this looks like. Yeah, it goes, okay, it goes kind of like a duochrome, like a gold, like a bronze and a purple. If that makes any sense. So I'm just gonna put it out here for a second. I want to see how well it blends. No, it blends well. Okay. So one of the things about duochromes is, you know, they're really cool and they look great when you swatch them and everything. But sometimes when you put them on the eye, it can be unflattering depending on what the shades are, you know, because it can look like when it shifts, it can look too red or too green or whatever it is that you don't want. It won't mesh as well with the other shades, and it can look a little off. So I always like to kind of put a duochrome on a part of my eye just so I can see what it does on my skin before I put it all over. It does something weird. All right, so I'm taking the Wayne Goss 03, just buffing it out. Yeah, just because it looks really good in a swatch, or vice versa, if it looks bad in a swatch, doesn't mean it's going to look bad on your eye. Like the Dior Ecrin face palette, the eye shades in there, when I first watched them, I was kind of like, okay. But when I put them on my eye, they looked just amazing. All right, so we're going to take that bronze shade, beautiful shade, put that on the eyelid. And then we'll take the duochrome shade again. I'm going to use a mini booster brush to concentrate it here, just on the outside of the eye. And then we'll take that matte shade and go over it. And yes, I do tab off my brush a lot when I'm using Pat McGrath, because I have mentioned a couple of times I'm pale, and you know, her shades are very pigmented, and a lot of times I get used to, you know, like other products that you build up and put too much on my brush. So yeah, these are stunning shades. Okay, so now we're going to take the lightest shade here and use my finger, kind of put it on the center of the eye. So pretty. Just beautiful. Take a tiny bit of that gold and lightly put it up here. I'm still keeping away from my brows a little bit, so, but it's just gonna be like a really light amount. Oh, beautiful. Really, really nice quad. Okay, let me take a little bit of that bronze shade that we put on the eye and actually use that on the lower lash line. Yeah, I have to say, like, this is very pretty. It's got that bronzy purple kind of thing going. It is really nice on the eye. I wish that there had been like a lighter shade in here, like the gold that I put on top of the bronze. I wish there was something like a little bit lighter to kind of be more of a contrast, but it is beautiful. And it's not my favorite color story. There's one that's, I think it's a 6-pan that's like a bronzy, what's the name of that one? I can't remember right now, but that's like one of my favorites. This one has got a little bit too much purple for it to be one of my favorites. If I'm going to do purple, I like all purple, not really purple and bronze or gold, but it is nice. I like the Mega more than I like this, but it is good. It also just, the matte felt a little drier, and so did the other shadows. Still stunningly beautiful. I mean, it's Pat McGrath, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe the other ones were a little smoother in the way that they applied. Okay, well, let me put on a little bit of mascara. Trying to decide what lip I want to do today. I do have Lisa Eldridge. I could do that. I kind of want to give, like, I only got one of my Lisa Eldridge orders. I have two. I kind of want to give them their own thing. So I think I might use something else today that might work with this. So let me put mascara on. We'll come back and okay. All right, so back with mascara. I really do think it's a pretty look. I think it absolutely encapsulates the whole like bronze Borealis. I like it. I think it does have kind of a bronze, but like a shift because it's got like that purple duochrome kind of thing going on. It's very pretty. It's just not my favorite, and I don't know. There's something about the formula just didn't feel as good, as sumptuous. It's the word that's coming to mind. As the Mega did, and as some of the quads felt in comparison. Again, I'm not in any way saying that it's It's not good. It's Pat McGrath. It's very good, but it just feels a little grittier, I think, than the other ones. The other thing I want to mention is on the cover of the palettes, the old ones have the symbols, and then the new ones, this just says Pat McGrath. Just something to note. And the shades in here that we used were Lunar Legend, which is the very light gold that I put on top. Sienna Rose, which is the like duochrome thingy. Mink Dusk, which is this like purpley, it's not just purple, it has like a different kind of shift to it. Mink Dusk, and then we've got Cyber Bronze, which is this one here. And like I said, it does create a beautiful look. It's not that it's not pretty. It's just, I wouldn't say it's my favorite. But you know, putting it on the scale, like Pat McGrath is so good that it's still good. It's still really good. I think it's interesting that the packaging is a little bit different, and looks like there is less in the package. This one says the total net weight is 0.17 ounces. This is the Voyeuristic Vixen. And then this one says it's 0.15 ounces, which is the new one. So there's definitely less. And it seems like maybe there's been less each time. Like maybe that's what's been happening and I just did not notice. But anyway, so yeah, so the pans are a little smaller. The name is different on the front. It just says Pat McGrath. And it just felt, I don't know, just felt a little bit different. Again, though, I mean, the look on the eye is still, it's beautiful. Okay, so lipsticks. I was trying to decide whether, like I said, I wanted to use a Lisa Eldridge. I really want to do the Lisa Eldridges in their own video, and I want to swatch them with all the other Lisa Eldridges that I have. I have a lot of Lisa Eldridge. I love her. But, so what I thought I would do is I'd pull out because I didn't use all the Diorific shades. This is the Rouge Capucine from the holiday collection from Dior. I figured we could use that and see how it looks. I love the Diorific formula. They really feel great on the lips. They're very comfortable. And you know, these are limited edition shades. This one is really nice. It's an orangey red. It's just a really pretty color. I think a lot of people will be able to pull this off. If you like a warmer toned red, this is a great one. I would definitely do a liner with it because I just feel like with reds, you know, a liner kind of fills it out better, but I still think it does look nice. And I think actually with this bronze look, it's a good choice. I have a whole bunch of lipsticks that I actually have to get through that I haven't done for you guys. Yeah, I'm working on it. Okay, so yeah, I think it's really pretty. I will definitely use the Face Divinity in another video so you guys can get to see that. Hopefully I'll have time to catch up on a lot of this stuff in like November and December. I hope. Or that'll probably be ordering spring, you know? But anyway, so thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it, and hope to see you in another video really soon.